Bishut Marav with the permission of Hashem, I would like to wish you to all of you a good week. And I would like to, of course, to talk to you today about the drama, what happened to in Eretz Israel last week. And of course, a lot of people, they have so many questions. Why that happened? What the reason that happened? Especially people that they were praying in the synagogue, and with talit, tefillin, there is some horrible pictures that shows that people were in the middle of the tefillah, and they were killed during that time. How it's possible? What that happened? A lot of people in Israel that they are not religious at all. But when they saw those pictures, it reminded them the pogrom, all what this kind of image that they remember that they saw long time ago in Russia and Poland and Ukraine. Those horrible pictures. It's terrible. And of course, what the reason? No one knows. Well, it's the same question that we do ask about Yitzhak Avinu, that the Torah said in Parashat Toldot that when he got old, when he was very old, Kahu Einav, he became blind. And the question that one of the rabbis, the Rav Peretz from Mexico, he asked a good question. Why that happened to a tzaddik like Yitzhak? I mean, can you imagine? Yitzhak Avinu, he was a holy man, a patriarch. He was a big tzaddik, and he was the first one to give his body for Hashem to be sacrificed. And why he deserved to be blind when he was old? Why? So this is his question, but I have another question. My question is that why, according to our rabbi said that when Yitzhak Avinu, he was in the hotel of sacrifice, when he was when his father tied him very, very well, so he cannot move, so he can sacrifice him well. At that moment, when his head was behind him and his eyes were open, looking up to the sky, and at that moment, the angels, when they saw a father, an old father, that he was ready to sacrifice his son, that he was 37 years old, he was not a baby, and he did accept. I mean, don't think Yitzhak Avinu, he was against the idea of being sacrificed. No. Really, he was very, very, very happy. He was very glad to do so. He was happy. When the Malachim, they saw that, and they saw how this old man, after 100 years, when he was 100 years old, he had a baby, he had Yitzhak. And then now he's going to be sacrificed. They were very, very sad. So they started crying. And some tears from their cry, they came, they fell on the eyes of Yitzhak Avinu. And Yitzhak Avinu alav shalom, he was not blind right away at that moment, but through those tears from the Malachim, he become blind when he got old. So my question is, why those tears of the angels, they did not hurt Yitzhak right away? Why it waited more than 100 years to become blind? I mean, if you shoot somebody, you kill him or you injure him, but not after 100 years or over 100 years. No. So this is the question. Why, if the tears of the angels are so strong, so why did it not hurt him right away? Why they only hurt him very much after? Why? So now we have two questions. The first, why Yitzhak had to deserve to be blind? And the second question, why he was not blind right away? Why long time later? So, Baruch Hashem, that the answer that I want to give you, that was his answer. And Baruch Hashem, that I had the zechut to understand this my friend. My friend, I want to tell you one thing. Hashem, he has reasons for anything that he does. There is nothing without a reason. Okay. Hashem, he promised to Abraham Avinu that from Yitzhak he will build the Jewish nation. Okay. But one thing you have to know. Who knows that Yitzhak, he can be a big tzaddik? Okay, Hashem, he gave a big reward to Avraham Avinu. And he said to Abraham, from you and from your son, I will build up a big nation. But who knows that this big nation will not double to be even bigger than what Hashem thought that it should be. And how? That's why Hashem said it was very important now to give a nisayon to Avraham and to Yitzhak. Now Avraham, Hashem, he gave him a test. How much he loves Hashem. How much Hashem is a value in his eyes. More than anything else. More than all the promises that Hashem promised him. That Abraham will not ask any question about all what Hashem he wants from him. But beside this, Yitzhak Avinu, when he became older, he became blind. So the question is why? Why is he blind after all what he did for Hashem? That's what he deserved, to be blind? I think Hashem wanted to test now Yitzhak Avinu. Would he had any argument against Hashem? Why Hashem did that to me? Why do I deserve this? We ask a question. Why Yitzhak he become blind? My question to you is, did Yitzhak ask this question to Hashem? Hashem, why I am blind? Did we see that Yitzhak Avinu, he prayed to Hashem? Or arguing with Hashem, why I am this, why I am like that? No. From here we understand something, when Hashem do something to somebody, good or bad, we don't know the reason why. Sometimes what it's shown to be bad, maybe it's good. Sometimes people, what is good for them, when something good happened to them, like they want to lotto, maybe it's bad for them. I know one thing, I just met this morning somebody, that he was a billionaire. And he was very, very rich. And people were afraid, scared. They were very, very intimidated to talk to him. And I saw him today. He lost everything. He had nothing. So, I was thinking, it was worth it that he would never be rich than being rich and being poor. Honest, I was very, very sad about him. I could see his eyes. I could see his face. Where is that smiling face? Why this man, he lost all his money gambling. He gambled. He was a big gambler. And never won. Always he lose money till he lost everything. He lost his house. He lost everything. So you see, money wasn't good for him. You see, sometimes we think that Abraham, that Yitzhak Avinu, he should not be blind. But the Rav Peretz, he said in his book, on one hand, it's good that he's blind. Why? Because if he was not blind, he could not bless Yaakov Avinu. The only way why Yitzhak Avinu, he blessed Yaakov, because he was blind. So, on one hand, we feel sorry about Yitzhak, that he is blind, and why Yitzhak is blind. By the other hand, but let's think that he was not blind. He will never bless Yaakov, because Yaakov Avinu, he will never come to his father and tell his father, I am Esav, give me the bracha that you promised me. Because Yitzhak, he will recognize Yaakov, that he is not Esav, he is Yaakov. You know all the story that that Yaakov, that Yitzhak, he said to Esav, go and they bring me good food. And the meantime that Esav, he went to bring good food to his father, Yaakov made a quick good food, and he came to Yitzhak, his father, and he said to his father, Papa, I am Esav, your son, this is the food that I prepared for you, and he received the brachot, big brachot. Just imagine if Yitzhak, he was not blind. So you see, through this punishment, we can see a reward. That's what the Rav Peretz explained. From bad things, something good happened. But I see it in another way. My answer is that Hashem give a reward only according to what you deserve. Only according to what you deserve. Hashem, he don't distribute just a reward, just presents, money. You deserve it, so he give it to you. Sometimes Hashem, he do give good reward to people, so they will not have a reward in the other world. Hashem, he wanted to build a big nation from Yitzhak. כי ביצחק יקרא לחזרה. Hashem wanted to build a big nation, but Hashem, beside the nation that he wanted to build from Yitzhak, Hashem wanted to build a bigger nation, but according to how much Yitzhak he deserved, through his own avodah. Sometimes you get something free, but sometimes you can get what you get free, you can get it better. Better, 1,000 times better. So Hashem, he did test Yitzhak when he was old. That he become blind. Hashem wanted to see, do Yitzhak will ask questions. Why he is blind? Would he pray to Hashem, give me a good refuah? Yitzhak did not pray to Hashem for a good health. Why? Because he knew that if he is blind, because Hashem, he wanted him to be blind, so there is no question. So my friend, what happened last week? There is no question, and there is no answer. Because if you have questions, you will never get answers. There is no answer. It's just, we have to accept. Hashem, he has his own calculation. He knows what he's doing. Sometimes he wants to test us with bad things, hard things. Would we ask questions? Would we put our emunah, our faith in doubt? It's up to us. Yes, my friend. Yitzhak Abinu, listen to this. When Yitzhak Abinu was tested through the Akedah, when his father, he wanted to sacrifice him, at that moment he accepted to be sacrificed. So in that moment, when the angels cried, the tears that fell from them into his eyes, they did not blind him right away. Why? Because Yitzhak Avinu, he was Olat Mimah. Because Yitzhak Avinu, he was a perfect sacrifice. So if he become blind, we are not allowed to sacrifice an animal that is blind, an animal that is not healthy. So that's why Hashem did that. Yitzhak Avinu, he was not blind right away, and Hashem waited till he become old to be blind. And why he become blind? Not because Hashem wanted to hurt him. If Hashem waited more than 100 years to Yitzhak not to be blind, so even now, let's not be blind. Why? Just now that he's old, he's blind. So the answer is because Hashem, he wanted to give something, a special blessing to Yaakov, the blessing that Yitzhak was supposed to give to Esav. So Hashem wanted that he will give it to Yaakov. And the only way to give it to Yaakov, only if he will not see, Yitzhak will not see that the one that is in front of him is Yaakov. So why Hashem, he did all this? Why Hashem, he did that Yaakov has to steal the blessing from Esav? Why? The answer is that Hashem wanted to show to Yitzhak Avinu who was really Esav. And the only way to know who was really Esav is only through he will do and he will make a difference between Esav and Yaakov. And how can make a difference between Esav and Yaakov? Only when he will ask Esav, bring me some kosher food, prepare me some kosher food. And instead of preparing a kosher food, he prepared him the head of a dog, a tarif food. In the meantime, Yaakov, he went and he bought him a beautiful kosher food. So now Yitzhak realized who's the tzaddik and who's the rasha. if Yitzhak Avinu was with his eyes, he would never be blind. Not only Yaakov, he will never cheat Esav, but Esav will carry on cheating his father all the time. And that was no good. That was not fair. I would like, my friend, to tell you how much Hashem, his calculation is fantastic. You know, one day my grandfather, Rabbi Chaim Pinto, he was studying Torah. And then with Eliyahu Hanavi, with the big tzaddikim, has the merit to study Torah with Eliyahu Hanavi, like Baal Shem Tov, like the Gaon, that he has the zechut to see Eliyahu Hanavi. A lot of tzaddikim in Morocco, they did study Torah with Eliyahu Hanavi. You know, as you know, Eliyahu Hanavi is the prophet, he's the one, the angel, that each Brit Milah, he intends the Brit Milah. So, Eliyahu Hanavi, he has, I don't know, once a week, or once a month, I don't know, he used to come to study Torah with Rabbi Chaim Pinto. And one night, the daughter of Rabbi Chaim Pinto, Sarah, she heard two voices. She heard two voices in the room when Rabbi Chaim Pinto used to study. And she thought maybe it's Rabbi Chaim Pinto with one of his students. So she prepared a 2 cups of tea. In the morning, Rabbi Chaim Pinto asked his daughter, "Why last night you bought 2 cups of tea?" So his daughter, she said, "Yes, but Papa, the one cup of tea was drinking, somebody, one of you drink it, but there was left one that he did not drink it." So Rabbi Chaim Pinto told her, "Yes, that was Eliyahu Hanavi, that he don't drink." "But how did you know it was Eliyahu Hanavi?" She said, "Because I heard two voices." So Rabbi Chaim Pinto told her, "You know, Sarah, I am a little bit scared that you saw something that you're not supposed to see. And maybe I'm afraid that maybe, God forbid, you're going to be blind." So she said to her father, "So Papa, the one I saw with you was Eliyahu Hanavi?" He said, "Yes." So she said, well, it was worth it to become blind after that I had the zichut to see Eliyahu Hanavi. So Rabbi Chaim Pinto, he did not accept anyone that he wanted to marry Sarah, because he used to tell the people that it's not worth it to marry her, because the day that she will get married, maybe she will become blind. And then Baruch Hashem, one day she had the zichut, the merit, to marry a big rabbi, big man, and Baruch Hashem, with the help of Hashem, with the tefillot that Rabbi Chaim Pinto did for her, she did not become blind. You see, my friend, on one hand, there is a question. Why this girl, Sarah, the daughter of Rabbi Chaim Pinto, why she had to become blind? Why? What she did? It's not her fault. She heard two voices, and she bought two tea. So why to receive that kind of punishment? The answer is, on one hand we see a punishment, on the other hand we see a reward. What kind of a reward? That she did not become blind, and she got married to one of the best. Why? Through emunah that she had. The emunah that she had on Hashem, that Hashem, it's worth it to become blind after that I saw Eliyahu Hanavi. So it's like Hashem said, Well, you are happy, you sacrifice your eyes because you saw Eliyahu Navi, so you will not become blind, and you will marry a big man, a big tzaddik. So you see, what happened last week, no one knows. The only one who knows was all kind of calculation. It's Hashem. Hashem knows what he's doing. He must have a calculation what that happened. He must have. We don't know. My friend, so that's why we're not allowed to ask questions, because all these kind of questions has no answer. And if there is no answer, and you ask them, you create and build more questions. And that's no good. My friend, I would like just to tell you this. It's Hashem. Sometimes He prove and He sent some kind of test to people just to see how much they are strong to resist the test. And sometimes the test that a person is tested by Hashem, and when he don't fail, that give him strength to resist more tests that come to him. And that will give him some learning, some teaching, how much you love Hashem. You cannot love Hashem if you have no test. Just imagine, if you have everything, you don't need nothing, you are perfect, healthy, money, you have everything, it's easy for you to love Hashem. It's easy for you to do all kind of mitzvot. The problem is that you have nothing. Problems, no money, and you love Hashem. That give you that teach you that to love Hashem is without condition. And Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, they loved Hashem without condition. For them, it's normal that Hashem can test them. It's normal that Hashem it's normal that Hashem want to know if really they love them, they love Him or not. For them, it's normal. So they are willing to accept anything that comes from Hashem. My friend, Hashem wanted to see how much Yitzhak Abinu loved him. When he become old, he become blind. The question that we ask, that's what Yitzhak should ask. Hashem, why I am blind? I was the one who gave you my body, my soul. I gave you everything for you. That's what I deserve. And Yitzhak Abinu, not only he did not ask any question, but he accepted. And he wanted to give a bracha to Esav. You know why he wanted to give a bracha to Esav? Because Yitzhak Abinu said, I'm sure Esav, I am sure he told him that if you respect Hashem as I did, and you respect Torah and mitzvot, and you don't ask questions why Hashem does that, why Hashem do that, and you do what Hashem wants from you to do, I give you the best bracha, and Hashem will accept. Look, how can Yitzhak Abinu give a bracha to a Rasha? How can Yitzhak Abinu ask Hashem, Hashem, I ask you to give this and this blessing to Esav? Esav don't deserve. I mean, if Hashem is not bless Esav, why you, Yitzhak, you want to bless Esav? The answer is, there is a message. Yitzhak, he said to Esav, I am blind. I never said to Hashem, why? I never said to Hashem, why He give me a boy like you, that you do bad things. I never ask for Hashem nothing. And because I never asked to Hashem, why you do that, why you do that, I am sure any kind of bracha, I bless you, Hashem, the same way that I don't say why, Hashem He will not say why. The same way that Hashem, He will not tell me why you want me to accept your bracha to give it to Esav. Because Hashem He knows that I never said to Hashem, why you do that to me? Why you do that to me? So He will accept. So do me a favor, so that Hashem will accept. As a thank you for what Hashem wants to accept, the bracha I want to give you, so do me a favor. Bring me a good kosher food. So at least Hashem will accept my tefillah. That's what I want to do for you. My friend, just one thing I want just to tell you, and we finished. Yaakov Avinu alav shalom is the same. For him, the orders of Hashem are orders. The orders of his father Yitzhak and his mother Rivka are the same orders like Hashem. Kabet et avicha v'timecha. Yitzhak, he said to Yaakov, go from here, don't stay here, go to Haran, leave the house. Yaakov did not ask questions. He accepted all what his father asked him. And Esav, that is supposed to love his father, he asked him, bring me kosher food. He bring him taref, he bring him food that is not kosher. How do you understand this? It's not fair, it's not logic, it's not normal. Understand? So my friend, now we understand why Yitzhak Avinu, he become blind from that bad thing that happened to him. Something good come out. He's blind at the moment that he said to Esav to give him the barachot, and Hashem, he decided that it will be Yaakov who will receive the barachot, and not Esav. So to happen that, Yitzhak should be blind. Second, Hashem, he wanted to build from Yitzhak Avinu a big Jewish nation. And by giving him that kind of test to be blind, not to see, Hashem, he wanted to test Esav. Would he argue? Would he ask why I am like this? Or just he will accept what Hashem did for him? And if he does that, so he deserves a double nation come out for him. Not like he wanted to have, but he wanted Hashem now, he will give him a real big nation, more than it's supposed to be. And then, beside the bracha that Yitzhak gives to Yaakov, again Yitzhak he gave another bracha, and the same day he received a big bracha from Hashem. Hashem in person, he came to Yaakov and gave him the bracha in Parashat Vayetze. My friend, this is what I was thinking to tell you today, and I would like just to wish you happiness, bracha, v'atzlacha, and briut. And I want just to share with you something. Yesterday, it was a big wedding here in France, and the man who got married, he promised me that he will do a kosher wedding, not dancing, not mixed dancing, but most of the people, they were not religious, and they had to leave the salon, because people They were not religious, and other people wanted to dance, man or woman. But the Khatan and the Kala, they said, I'm sorry, we are sorry. The man should dance alone, and the woman should dance alone. There is there for the woman, here there is a separation. So the people, they were just sitting, looking each other, and I had to leave. By midnight, they called me and they told me, Rabbi David, you have to come, because the Khatan is sad, the Kalash is sad, because they promise you no dancing, no mixed dancing, and it's boring. For them it's boring, no one dances. So can you come do some, revive the situation? It was midnight, it's very far away from me. I was very tired, exhausted, because I had a bad day. Very, very hard day. I was tired. So I had no choice. I said, I'm coming. It took me half an hour to arrive. We took the autoroute, we drove, we arrived. When we arrived, I went to the salon. It was very beautiful, one of the best salons in Paris. It was fabulous. The orchestra, the singer, one of the best singers of the world, but he sing, but no one danced with his songs. So I came with my white beard. People respect me. People, they only know, there is a protocol. They don't approach me, And suddenly I came, started dancing. I started singing, and it was a half an hour. It was fire. Really, it was fire. It was, people were jumping, They told me after, we never been happy in our life like this half an hour. So a lot of people, they said, well, Rabbi David, was worth it. You did tonight in half an hour what we did not feel in 5 hours since we are here. It was boring. This is the Kedusha. Just imagine this Khatan and the Kala, how much they were suffering during 5 hours, that it was dead. No, it was no movement, no smiling, no happiness. It was, cold salon, everybody, it's like boring. It's like, what we're doing here? And that half an hour that I came, and I started to sing with them, and I made everybody dancing. Really, it was fabulous. That was worth it. That was worth it. But this man, it was a big test for him. Can you imagine how many times they came to tell him, let's dance all together? Basta. He said, no. I promise Rabbi David that it should be a kosher wedding. At the end, Baruch Hashem, it was fabulous. So sometimes from a bad thing could happen, can come out a good thing. Today, all Paris talk about that half an hour. All Paris, they're talking about that half an hour of last night. It was the best half an hour that they cannot believe and imagine all those people that they were there, all those 500 people that they were there. My friend, this is what the Torah wants to teach us. A lot of times Hashem, He tests us to see how strong we are, how much we love Him, and according to how much we love Him, we get a reward. My friend, I would like to wish you bracha v'atzlacha, all my blessing to you. God bless you. Take care. Amen.
نازل